If success is a journey, then the 2006 football season in San Diego was an absolute joyride. A team that has transformed into one of the league's best, backed up its reputation in historic fashion.
Handle, Tomlinson, skirts it outside, into the end zone. Charger fans are witnesses to history!
2006 was one of the most memorable seasons in Chargers history. A shining achievement amidst a continued climb toward a Super Bowl title.
Beginning at the Black Hole in Oakland. To say that all eyes are on Phil Rivers tonight is to state the obvious. It is a national spotlight, and we'll find out as he gets his post up here if he is the primetime performer his teammates really think he's going to be.
San Diego's 2006 season opened in Oakland on Monday night and featured the official introduction of quarterback Philip Rivers. It also offered a reacquaintance with a well-known running back.
Hand off Tomlinson, right side, and he's down the sideline.
That's how you allow a young quarterback to have success. You run it right down their throat.
But at the goal line, LaDainian Tomlinson opted to go up and over Oakland's defenders as he soared in for a touchdown. Rivers remained composed in the primetime spotlight, sealing the victory with his first touchdown pass as a starter.
Rivers back to throw, looking, end zone, firing, touchdown, Antonio Gates.
San Diego now in control. Raider fans, thank you for coming. Good night. See you in a couple months.
In Game 2, the Chargers' home crowd gave their new quarterback a warm welcome. And Philip Rivers responded immediately.
Rivers standing, firing over the middle, leaping, catching traffic. Eric Parker, a beautiful 25-yard reception.
After spending 2 years studying San Diego's offensive system, Rivers rose to the occasion in his home debut.
Well, that's a splendid pass by Philip Rivers. On target and on time.
A lot of guys have talent when they come into the NFL, but the ones that go on to do great things, they're the ones that have the intangibles or the extras. And I think Philip Rivers is loaded with that. The thing that really impressed us was his football intelligence and his desire to be the best. The sky's the limit to him.
Rivers displayed poise and precision all afternoon as he threw for more than 230 yards in another winning effort.
Philip Rivers, lobbing, end zone, leaping, touchdown San Diego!
After 2 starts, Rivers and the Chargers were 2-0. It was the beginning of what would become the most successful regular season in San Diego's history. The Chargers have called Southern California home for almost 50 years. Half of that time has been spent under the successful ownership of the Alex Spanos family.
My father's had a great passion for NFL football. You know, he's basically retired right now, but he comes to every game and he calls me every day wanting to know what's going on. But he's as big a fan as he's ever been, and he's loving every minute of it.
The Spanos family has built the Chargers into one of the NFL's most successful franchises. That success continued in 2006, thanks in large part to an elite defensive unit.
Watch out for the show. Best linebackers on the field right here. It's going to be a show. Just tune in.
Last season, the Sean and Sean Show was a runaway hit, featuring 2 big-time hitters running wild. Sean Phillips and Sean Merriman had career years against opposing quarterbacks, helping their team compile an NFL-best 61 sacks.
On most teams, the defense has to be the guys who go out there and set the tempo of that game. When you have guys, like Sean Phillips and Stephen Cooper, Matt Wilhelm, whenever you have that depth that we have, helps me out in what I do, and that's run and just, fly around to the football.
It is Merriman jackknifing in there, lights out, he got it!
Merriman's ferocious flights were accompanied by a ball-hawking linebacker unit that included Marcus Harris, Carlos Polk, and Tim Dobbins.
You know, in this defense, we have guys who are exceptional at rushing the pass, and we have guys who are outstanding against the run. And it makes it easy on the rest of the defense. So the defensive backs and the safeties, they can go out and, really just do their job.
Roethlisberger, 5-step drop. Scrambles. Phillips hits him. Ball's in the air. Picked off! Marlon McCree!
McCree patrolled San Diego's skies, along with cornerback Quentin Jammer, who led the team in interceptions.
Collins from the 50. Fires. Picked off by Quentin Jammer!
Jammer and McCree were part of a stifling secondary that included Steve Gregory, Clinton Hart, Bao Ju, number 29, Drayton Florence, and Antonio Cromartie, number 25. In Game 1, San Diego's secondary allowed a mere 42 yards through the air while establishing a punishing form of pass coverage. On the ground, the Chargers racked up 11 sacks in just 3 games.
Down he goes. Boom, boom, boom. Out go the lights.
By Game 5, San Diego ranked as the league's #1 defense. And for 9 years, one man has been at the center of it all.
The way the scheme is set up, the nose tackle is the key to that defense, and it starts right there up front. Everybody complements each other. You know, on my left, we have Luis Castillo. He creates so many mismatches over there. And Evil on the other side with his brute strength, with the talent that we have, is perfect.
With help from Jacques Césaire, Derek Robinson, Ryan Bingham, and Brandon McKinney, San Diego's defensive front set out to dethrone the defending Super Bowl champions in a Sunday night showdown.
We deserve this game. We work too hard. Ain't nobody work as hard as us. Here we go. Dominate on 3. Dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dominate.
Jamal Williams overpowered Pittsburgh's line, tallying a team-high 8 tackles, along with a sack, en route to earning AFC Defensive Player of the Week honors.
Roethlisberger being rushed. Down he goes! Jamal Williams holds him down!
The 2-time Pro Bowler looked to his fellow line mates for support, and they responded. The Steelers' offense was shut out in the second half, allowing Philip Rivers the opportunity to outshine his black and gold counterpart.
Rivers, the fade, up there. Floyd, leaping. Touchdown, San Diego! Rivers, firing. It is caught, and into the end zone, Antonio Gates. Touchdown, San Diego!
The following week, San Diego took their defensive dominance to San Francisco, where they grabbed 5 more sacks. Offensively, Eric Parker had his best receiving game of the season, while helping Rivers establish a career high with over 330 yards passing and 2 scores.
Rivers drops with time, hoisting towards the end zone. Vincent Jackson, touchdown!
But the afternoon truly belonged to LaDainian Tomlinson. LT's MVP campaign officially took off with a 4-touchdown performance, the first all-rushing scoring quartet of his career.
Tomlinson left side, a 4th touchdown today for LaDainian Tomlinson!
By surpassing Lance Allworth's franchise record of 83 career touchdowns, it appeared that Tomlinson had delivered his highlight performance of the year. But it was only the beginning. The San Diego Chargers' success for the past 6 seasons can be summed up in 2 simple letters: L-T.
Handoff Tomlinson up the middle, and he's stiff arms, he's free. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, San Diego!
LaDainian Tomlinson's exploits in 2006 left his opponents in a daze. When defenders tried to disarm LT's assault, they continued to come up empty. Tomlinson ran for more than 1,800 yards last season, earning the 4-time Pro Bowler his first ever rushing title. A scoring threat every time he handled the ball, LT outran and outmuscled his competition as he aimed for the end zone.
whistle, boys and girls.
He flicks that last Rams defender off him like a piece of lint off of his suit.
And when Tomlinson didn't run through his opponents, he simply went over them. Armed with both pass-throwing and pass-catching skills, LT solidified his status as the most versatile threat in today's game. And after another multi-scoring performance against the Rams, the Chargers seemed unstoppable.
He tumbles, lost the football, kicked into the end zone, recovered by the Chargers, touchdown, Marcus Harris. Let's see that backflip, big guy. Do it. He did it. He's backflipping. The Chargers have the lead.
Against Cleveland, San Diego's defense helped spring the offense into gear as Tomlinson took over in the second half with a scoring triplet.
Rivers hands it off. Tomlinson up the middle, and there he goes. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. Chase from behind. Touchdown, San Diego!
The trifecta, all three San Diego touchdowns by the great one, LaDainian Tomlinson.
But the following week, San Diego started slow in Cincinnati, trailing by 21 points in the second half. Philip Rivers came out firing.
Rivers with a 5-step drop look, guns it over the middle. Tomlinson's got it. He breaks a tackle. Gain of 19 for LT to move those gains.
Tomlinson finished the drive by running in for his second score.
Hey, let's go!
Rivers then found Malcolm Floyd for a 46-yard score, followed by another touchdown to tight end Brandon Manu Malayuna. The flurry cut San Diego's deficit to 3, but the Bengals answered back.
We have to understand it's different than it was when we walked out of halftime. That was just a ball game.
Down by 10, Rivers conferred with fellow quarterbacks Charlie Whitehurst and Billy Volek. With 1 quarter left to play, it was clear that if the Chargers were going to pull off one of the greatest comebacks in team history, they would need to rely on their greatest running back in team history.
I thought it was a defining moment in the season. I thought it showed a lot about our capabilities as an offense, because we got to have the right guys to even have a chance to come back in that game.
They'll hand it to him, trying to get there for a third time. Stiff arms, breaks a tackle. Touchdown! Tomlinson is in.
I like the way you're able to get it for you now. Go get it for you.
38-35 Cincinnati. Play action, here comes the rush. Phillips knocks the ball loose. And who's got it? Bad scramble at the 10-yard line. Charger football, John Phillips made it happen.
San Diego had seized momentum, while Bengals fans braced for what was next.
Pitch back to LT. Faking left, cutting right. Up the middle, into the end zone. San Diego's got the lead. Incredible.
Unbelievable. LT, his fourth touchdown run in this game.
Tomlinson's score was the Chargers' 5th straight touchdown drive and part of a team record 42-point half. Rivers finished with the finest game of his young career, passing for nearly 340 yards and 3 scores. His final touchdown was the finishing touch to a truly defining performance.
He impressed me because a young quarterback, first-year star, wouldn't be able to do that. But Philip impressed me because he knew what he needed to do, and he did it.
In Game 10, the Rocky Mountains were home to a thoroughbred race. In a prime-time battle for first place in the AFC West, San Diego looked to avoid its 7th straight loss in the Mile High City. Trailing as they ran out for the second half, the Chargers simply kept running.
Rivers handoff. Tomlinson up the middle. He's got it. Triple digits. Touchdown, LaDainian Tomlinson. 1-0 for Mr. Everything.
The fastest player in history to reach 100 career touchdowns wasn't finished. His team still trailed, but not for long.
He dumps it over the middle, complete. Tomlinson is free. 20, 15, 10, 5, bye-bye.
LT's 3rd touchdown of the night narrowed the Broncos' lead. Then the Chargers pulled away for good with 2 more scores. San Diego's 2nd straight comeback victory made history as the Chargers became the first NFL team to rally back from 17 points down in consecutive games.
What a ball game. LT 4 more touchdowns. Your final in Denver. The Chargers 35, the Broncos 27, 8-2 for San Diego.
San Diego Chargers running back LaDainian Tomlinson seems to stand alone with his talents. But LT's success starts with fullback Lorenzo Neal, who's been escorting LT into the end zone for 4 seasons.
Tomlinson in the backfield has the football. Plows his way towards the goal line, keeps on moving. Touchdown, LT!
San Diego's ground game ran over Oakland for the Chargers' 7th straight win over their in-state rival. Tomlinson and Neal share the best backfield in the business with the league's best backups, fullback Andrew Pennant and running back Michael Turner, who had a career year running and returning the ball.
Michael Turner, another terrific return, and the Chargers are in business.
San Diego's special teams talent was unsurpassed in 2006. Nate Kading set a new team record for scoring by a kicker with 136 points. Kading, along with coverage star Kasim Osgood and long snapper Dave Ben, each earned Pro Bowl honors, while Ben also set the franchise mark for games played. Punter Mike Cyphers led the league with 35 punts inside the 20. His early accuracy allowed the Chargers to warm up in frigid Buffalo. The offense went on to scorch the Bills with nearly 200 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns.
Hand off to Tomlinson, left side with a burst, and there he goes to the 40, puts a move on at the 30, 20, 15, 10, stiff arm, in the end zone, LT, touchdown San Diego!
2 weeks later, a new opponent brought the same result.
LaDainian Tomlinson is gone!
LT and the Chargers ran away with their 12th win of the season, each one starting with their big men up front.
You go through so many things with these guys, and you believe in them. Chris Dillman, Nick Harwick, Mike Goff, Marcus McNeil, Shane Olivier. These guys are what make us go.
McNeil and Hardwick blocked their way to Honolulu while receiving support from Corey Withrow, Scott Murchkowski, Corey Leckerkerker, Roman Oben, and Brandon Manu Maliuna. The Chargers' offensive front not only paved running lanes for LT, they also put up walls to protect their Pro Bowl quarterback, allowing San Diego's receivers plenty of time to get open.
Our whole group as a core of wide receivers are outstanding, and they all feed off one another and complement one another and work well with one another and pull for one another. And when you have that, there's a lot of chance you're going to have a lot of success.
Antonio Gates embodied that success with another Pro Bowl season. Against Denver, Gates hauled in over 100 yards receiving and 2 scores on his way to finishing the season as the NFL's top tight end in both categories. But the Chargers' most dramatic passing play of 2006 came in rainy Seattle, where Vincent Jackson snatched a last-second victory.
Out of the shotgun, he's backing up, he's being rushed, and he launches, looking end zone, has a man, it is gone, it is a touchdown! Vincent Jackson reels it in, incredible, 29 seconds to go!
In the season finale, Sean Merriman secured the league's sack title with his 17th takedown of the year and celebrated in style.
It is sack number 17, and he will show this crowd that he loves his football.
I go out there and I look to have fun out there in the field and let people know that this is something I love to do, and they feel that.
The Chargers and their fans went on to celebrate yet another win. Their 10th straight victory was part of an undefeated home schedule and one of San Diego's greatest seasons ever. The Chargers earned the NFL's best record in 2006, winning a franchise-best 14 games, along with their second AFC West title in 3 years. San Diego owned the league's highest scoring offense, and sent a team record 11 players to the Pro Bowl. Postseason success unfortunately eluded the team, but advancing to the playoffs is always a victory.
You have to go through something first and gain experience in the playoffs to learn how to win. This team has learned, I believe, what it takes to win in the playoffs. And so it's time for us now to step up and get the job done.
Keeping the players on track will be the top priority of a seasoned staff run by a man with more than 20 years of coaching experience. Norv Turner returns to San Diego, where he installed and ran the team's offense back in 2001. The Chargers' new head coach is anxious about the upside of his young and talented team.
I think the biggest thing for me is the excitement of being around that good of a football team. And there's a lot of players on this team that can get a lot better. And if they get better, then obviously the team's going to get better.
While getting better is the goal for each new season, it is hard to imagine one player topping his most recent performance. In 2006, LaDainian Tomlinson ran away with 13 new NFL records en route to being named the league's most valuable player. Perhaps his most amazing achievement was surpassing Paul Hornung's 46-year-old single-season scoring record. Tomlinson totaled 186 points by finishing with an NFL best-ever 31 touchdowns. But it was the 29th tally that LT will always remember.
Handoff. Tomlinson skirts it outside into the end zone. Charger fans are witnesses to history.
Where you go?
That's why you're the greatest. That's why you're the greatest.
I tell you, it's one of the greatest moments that I think I ever will have in my professional career. Not only for me, but the crowd, my teammates. We all shared that one special moment that is going to be remembered for the rest of our life.
With an organization committed to winning a world championship, more memorable moments are on the horizon. In 2007, the San Diego Chargers will continue rising in the West until they reach their final summit.